Okay, so mabilisan lang no, AFAR, Forex. So, see what we got here. This is a reminder ulit for our board exam. So, sabi dito, on September 1, 2030, Titan Company, a Philippine company. Well, sometimes you wouldn't say yung Philippine company, but kailangan mo lang intindihin yung problem. Uh, it will give you hint naman. So, purchase a specialized machinery from US supplier for 300,000 on account. On account. Okay, ibig sabihin, hindi pa siya bayad, no? Kasi kung bayad na siya, we wouldn't be having any problem or any issues about forex, no? So the exchange rate on this date was 1 is to 15 dollars, no? So the problem is that, right, what's on your mind is that yung dollar would usually be higher in value in comparison with peso. So you were expecting 50 something is to 50 something pesos is to $1, parang ganon. So this problem is intentionally designed to be like that, na mas mababa yung peso para para lituhin ka. So that's what it means. Okay. Now Titan Company reported the following foreign exchange impacts in its financial statement for 2 years. So dalawa. So and also just a hint, no, kapag forex problems, no, you would expect that the transaction date, the date na nag-purchase siya, is like nearing or before the end of the fiscal year or the reporting date. And then tatanungin ka how much is the gain or loss in the end of the reporting date, and then yung settlement date is actually beyond or after the FS date or the end of the period. Okay? So, ganun yung design ng mga problems. So, at least may idea ka na it's designed like that because ang gustong i-test sa iyo ng examiner is that how you understand yung translation or what do you call this, effect of foreign currency, um, forex, basically sa FS, no, and how assets are valued, how your payables are valued at the end of the reporting date, at the transaction date, and of course doon sa settlement date. Yun yung gustong i-test ng examiner dito. So anyway, let's move forward. So nag-recognize daw ng 15,000 na forex loss ng 2030. That's the year na nagkaroon ng transaction, no? And then another 10,000 na gain naman upon settlement. That's the year in 2031. Yan yung sinasabi ko ngayon. So if we were to make a timeline, this is the transaction date. This is September. Kahit na walang date yan, let's just label it as the transaction date, no? And then here comes your FS date. Ito yung tinutukoy ko kanina. So FS date, or let's just call it end of period, no? Period end. Period end. So yan. Usually December 31 yan. So whatever the date is on, you would know that that's the end of the reporting period, no? And then here comes your settlement date. Yan. Ganyan yung design. No problem. So at least you have an idea what to expect, no? So this is the transaction date. Yun yung unang kasi sabi niya dito, a specialized machinery. So when it's purchased, ibig sabihin there's already a transaction of purchase. So what is exposed now is your payable kasi hindi pa niya binayaran. Kung binayaran niya na yan agad at the purchase date, then we wouldn't be having any issues there again. Okay? So dito daw nagkaroon ng 15K, ilagay ko na nga lang na 15K. This is in pesos, no? 15K na ano sabi niya dyan? Loss. Okay? Dito naman, nagkaroon daw siya ng gain sa well, it will be reported at the next period end, but then again, you actually know na yung loss na yon or gain na yon is or arise because of the settlement. Ganun siya. Yung exchange rate at the settlement. Doon nag-arise yung 10k na gain. So gain. Ganyan yung design ng problem, ha. So from that, we will have to understand yung mga questions, no? So what is the spot exchange rate? Nilagyan pa niya dito na indirect quote, no? On December 31, 2030. So ang kailangan nating alamin, because 1 peso is equal to $15, kailangan nating alamin yung price at the transaction date. Well, of course, you will be recording that in peso. You only record, by the way, yung asset at the time of the transaction. So if it was a future transaction na hindi pa nangyayari, then you wouldn't record the asset. Okay? Wala pa namang that's basically what it is, how it is in accounting, kasi kahit sa inventory, di ba, you will record it at the time of the actual transaction, di ba? So ganun siya. Then whatever yung payment method, if it's going to be cash or a payable, then that's your credit, and you would expect na it would be payable sa forex. Yan, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi kasi again, the issue of forex arises because of the fluctuation in currency, exchange rates from the time of the transaction to the end of the period and up to the settlement date. Doon nag-a-arise yung issues na kailangan nating dapat malaman. Okay? So, what is the spot exchange rate on December 31, 2030? Okay. I think walang tanong about the asset or how much is the asset to be recorded, no? Pero ganun pa man, kunin na rin natin yun, which is actually kakailanganin din naman natin. So $300,000, you would record the asset, ano ba to? Machinery, no? So machinery, magre-record ka na the transaction date, which is September 30. So at September 30, ang recording mo September 30. So that's 9:30. Ang entry mo is 300,000. So magkano to sa pesos, no? Kung $300,000. So that's 300,000 divided by 15, di ba? Kasi per peso is $15. So that's 20,000. So ang entry mo is machinery, nag-debit ka ng machinery na 20,000 pala. Ano nangyari? 20,000 tapos AP na 20,000. Okay? Ganyan yung entry mo. Na hindi na yan magbabago. What is exposed now is your accounts payable. That is now exposed to any changes in foreign exchange rates. So, ganun yung mangyayari. Now, ang tinatanong is the spot exchange rate on December 30, 2030. So, kung nagkaroon ng loss, okay, lagyan natin dito yung mga amounts, no? If this was recorded at 20, wait, siguro dun sa taas. Dun sa taas ko natin ilagay. So this was recorded at 20k pesos. Okay, this is in pesos. Kung nagkaroon siya ng 15 loss at year end, that would be kailangan tumaas yung payable mo. Kasi kung ang ina-expect mong bayarin is 20k tapos nag-recognize ka ng loss, ibig sabihin mas mataas ang babayaran mo, mas mataas ang liability mo. So, dapat naging 35 ito. 35K in pesos ulit. Okay? Now, from 35, nagkaroon ka daw ng gain. So, this is a liability. So, naging 25K siya in pesos. At, wait lang guys, naglolobat. Okay. Tuloy lang natin. May nag-message lang guys, sorry. Okay, so naging 25 siya at the settlement date. This is settlement date. Nakasulat naman dito eh. Settlement. Okay na yan. Settlement date. Alright, so alam na natin yung ganyan. Alam na natin na ganyan yung setup. Ganyan yung mga nangyari. Okay? Again, this is the asset, no? Hindi na to magbabago. This is now recorded at 20k pesos. Ngayon, ang etong 35 na to, ang nag-a-adjust na lang is yung AP. AP na lang ang nag-a-adjust. Ito na lang po ang nag-a-adjust. Okay, so, and then, this one, AP din, ang nag-a-adjust niyan. AP. Okay, now next. Ngayon, yung difference niyan, yan yung kailangan nating malaman. Alam natin na, of course, that's 10k pesos, no? Ay, 15k pesos na loss. But what is the exchange rate? Ngayon, yung 20, 35, and 25, lagay natin dito, ha? 20, kasi wala na akong space doon sa taas. K, and 25K, these are in pesos. 25K, these are in pesos. Tingnan natin yung counterpart nila. Kasi alam mo na ito is absolutely in dollars na 300. Kailangan ng matanggap ng babayaran mo is 300k dollars. Okay, 300k dollars. Ngayon, tingnan natin yung exchange rates on those dates. Ngayon, yung 1:15 kasi indirect quote. So, kailangan, pag sinabing direct quote, kailangan yung foreign currency mo is 1. Dapat 1 ang foreign currency mo, that's $1 equals to how much? Ganon. So, i-convert natin. How do we do that? That's 1 divided by 15. Okay, that's 0.60. Gawin na natin 0.67. We might have differences in decimal point, but yeah. So, that's 0.67 pesos. Okay? Yan. Ganyan dapat ang quotation para makuha natin yung difference in pesos pa rin. Diba? So, gawin natin. How much? Yung 20k, how much was it? So, of course, it's 0.67. So, kailangan natin mag-arrive dito kasi ito yung rates eh. Ito yung rates dito sa gitna natin. Diba? So, i-check mo. Pwede ka mag-trial and error. 0.667 multiplied by 20,000. Mali, diba? So, pwede mong ganunin. So, that should be 300,000. 300,000 yung ginawa natin kanina. 300,000 divided by 15, diba? So, that's 20. So, 20. Ngayon, kung gagamit, if we were to make use of 15, ganun yung mangyayari. So, tingnan mo kung paano makukuha yung 20 resulting to 300,000 or vice versa, gagamitin yung 0.67. So, ganun yung trick. Kung medyo hindi mo masyadong kabisado. Tapos, ito lang yung tricks for examination purposes, no? I mean, you cannot memorize everything. We accept that. Okay? So, ayun. So, try natin. Trial and error tayo. Divided by 0.67. So, there. So, ang nangyari is, kailangan kong i-multiply yung, this should be dollars. Kailangan natin i-multiply yung dollars dun sa rate para mapunta tayo sa pesos. So, this is 0.6667. Ganun na lang gawin natin para medyo mas accurate tayo. So, that's 300,000 multiplied by 0.6667. So, that's 20, wait lang, para mali. 0.06 pala dapat yun, guys. 1 divided by 15, 0.06. Okay, mali ako. 0.06. Ano nangyari? Ayos, mabura. 667 pesos. Okay. Baguhin din natin dito sa baba. 0.066. Sige, lagyan ba natin ng isang 6? 0.6667. So, yan. Okay, so 300,000 multiplied by 0.06667, makukuha mo yung 20,000. Pataas o pataas tayo. Or pwedeng pababa. So, 20,000 divide 0.06667, edi 300,000 din yun. Pwedeng gano'n. So, now, dito sa kabila, wait lang. So, how would you result into the rate naman? So, this is just basically understanding the mathematical equation. No? So, paano ka mag-arrive into the rate? Gamit mo yung etong value na ito and then ito. So, let's see. Since may multiply natin kanina, so pwede natin i-divide. Okay? 300,000 divided by 20,000. Wait, balik tayo. 20,000 divided by 300,000. That's 0.06667. So, ganun gagawin natin dun sa kabila. So, 35,000 divided by 300,000. Okay, 0.11 ang sabi niya. 0.11667. Yan. Tama ba? Nag-recognize siya ng loss na 15,000. But parang hindi tayo lumalabas. That should be... wait. Baliktad pa rin kasi. I-convert pa natin to. I-convert pa natin. Okay, 0.11667. Okay? That's still a direct quote. Indirect quote kasi yung hinahanap eh. Alright? Tuloy na din natin dito sa kabila. That's 25,000 divided by 300,000. That's 0.08333. Ganyan yan. So, naka-direct pa rin to. Naka-DQ. Direct quote. Convert natin ito yung kailangan natin. This is the December 1 eh. I-direct natin. So, 0.11667. Okay. Now, how do we arrive para magiging peso siya? Okay. So, since dinivide natin kanina para mapunta rito, edi i-multiply naman natin. Alright? I-multiply natin into, wait lang. This is indirect quote, 1 divided by 15. Nakuha natin yun, di ba? So, 1 divided by 15, we come up with this. 1 divided by 15 equals 0.6667. So, meron tayong 0.11667. Dapat pabalik. Divided by wait lang So, dapat 111 dapat it should be 1 peso divided by etong amount na ito. Okay? Dapat yun yung result, di ba? Okay. Medyo nalito ako. Divided by wait. 1 divided by something. So, 1 divided by, yan din. 1 divided by 0.11667. Alright, which is 8.57. Ayun, 8.57. 8.57. Okay. Sige, lagay pa rin natin yun. 0.57. So, 1 over 8.57, diba? 11.6668. So, this one is already an indirect quote. So, 1 peso is equal to 8.57 na ang ibig sabihin niyan. Okay. So, ayun. So, medyo mahaba, pero again, just get to be familiar with yung mga relationship with, that's every time in accounting, yung relationship ng mga numbers na yan, until such time na familiar ka na, you can just do calculator method na lang, no? So, yeah, let's move on to the next question. 20 minutes na tayo, ang daming daldal. What is the carrying amount of the machinery on December 31, 2030, statement of financial position? Yung sagot mo dapat dito is yung 20k pesos na. Kasi gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, asset kapag nabura. Yan, asset, it will be recorded at the date of transaction. Hindi na yan mababago. What is exposed now to foreign currency adjustment is yung accounts payable mo na. Hindi na yung asset. Okay? Ayun siya. So, there. Ang answer natin therefore would be 20,000 pesos pa rin. So, what is the carrying amount? Hindi na yan mababago at the transaction date. So, 20,000 pesos. What is the spot exchange rate in the quote on the settlement date in 2031? Hindi niya na-mention yung settlement date, no? Pero, it's pretty obvious na kung ano man yung nangyari in yung result ng 10k gain na ito, kung ano man yung result niyan, that's the settlement date. So, ang tinatanong niya lang is magkano ang exchange rate. So, this one would be our starting point. So, ganun pa rin. So, that's 1 over kung ano man yung value, okay, is equal to 0.08 ba yun? 25,000 divided by 300,000. 0.08 nga. So, 0.08333. Okay? And then, ang gagawin mo lang, 1 divided by 0.08333. Okay, so that's 12. Alright? So, that's 12 ang sagot natin dito. So, 1 is to 12 in dollars. So, dapat alam mo yung indirect quote and direct quote. Again, ulitin ko lang, ang direct quote is ito. Dapat yung foreign currency mo is 1. Okay, yung peso mo would be any value na equivalent to the foreign currency. So, nililito tayo eh. Binigyan tayo ng indirect quote. Okay? Indirect quote, yung peso is siya yung 1. Okay? So, kailangan mong mag-convert. So, work back. Basically, this is a ano ba tawag doon? I forgot the term, pero ganun yung type of problem na ginagawa natin ngayon. Okay? So, the next question is, what is the total accounts payable reported on December 31, 2030? So, this is 2031. So, iyan ito. Ngayon, ang tinatanong sa atin is yung AP na nakapresent daw sa financial statement natin. Eh di ito, 'di ba? Yan yun eh. 35,000 kasi nagbago na nga po yung value niya eh. Considering kung shortcutin mo lang, ito lang yan, 20,000, ito 20,000, tapos i-add mo lang yung loss kasi again, this is a payable, this is a liability. When it goes up, then it will be a loss for you kasi mas malaki yung babayaran mo. Isipin mo, magbabayad ka ng 35, initially, ang ina-expect mo lang is 20k. So, ganun yung effect ng adjustment na ito. So, basically, ang sagot natin dito, yung accounts payable to be presented on December 31, 2030 would be 35,000. Ngayon, yung accounts payable mo at settlement date will be 25,000. Yun. So, I hope nakikita yung relationship ng mga numbers, ng mga figures na ito. Again, yung asset, ano ba tatandaan dito? Yung asset hindi na magbabago kapag na-record na siya at the transaction date. Ang may expose na po, dito po kasi sa journal entry na ito, ang may expose na sa exchange rate is yung AP mo na, yung accounts payable mo na. So, whatever na pagbabago due to changes in foreign currency exchanges, uh, that would be adjusted sa AP po. Okay? So, ganun siya. So, another thing na ma-spot mo dapat dito sa problem na to is yung indirect quote versus direct quote. Okay? So, yung problem is naka-indirect, convert mo sa direct quote para makita mo yung differences in the rates. Okay? There may be other ways to solve this, but I think my purpose was to explain the concept and then yung relationship between these values. If you have better ways to resolve this or maybe a shortcut, I think you can make a suggestion in the comments. Yan. Okay? So, thank you po and have a good day.